I am Daria Tataj, and I am Polish. I lived in 6 different countries, and today I spend most of my time in a city of Barcelona. And professionally, I wear 2 different hats. I wear a business hat, and I'm an entrepreneur and actually a researcher turned entrepreneur to make more impact with my research. And I help with my other hat as an advisor. I work with governments and with cities, helping design new policies for the digital age. If you realize that the basic structure of society today are networks, it's like a backbone. You can think of them as a system of highways, right? It's simple to imagine because in the invisible way, in the invisible world of technology, people don't realize what is this all about and find it difficult to understand why certain places in the world become prosperous, rich, attract talent, knowledge, funding, and other places become, are stuck somewhere in the past, become deserted, lose their meaning. And the same mechanism happens with companies and actually with individual people as well. So network thinking helps design growth strategies for individuals who aspire to be leaders in the world of networks, for cities who want to change their ecosystem, and then for countries. And these are the 3 levels with leaders I work with. I'm fascinated by individuals who believe that they can change the world. And today, in the world of networks, technology enables every single startup to become a multi-billion corporation just within a few years. So this is why in my research on innovation and entrepreneurship, I try to help understand the new business models. And actually, when you think about the business model for a company or a growth model for a country, the dynamics are very similar. And it's all about exponential technologies enabling exponential growth or exponential decline. My research has been focused on new growth models. And in my book, Innovation and Entrepreneurship, I start with the imperialistic strategies of large corporations. And I do it not because I'm fundamentally against corpus. I'm starting the book with this story because what we witness today is the big change of the power of networks and communities. And many things that happen are under the radar of large corporations and governments alike. So this is why when in the preface to my book, Manuel Castells, who created the theory of the network society, writes that this book may change the way people think, I thought that I would love to help people understand the world around them and empower people who can make the positive change through my methodology that I called network thinking. The difference between networks and communities is that access to networks give you access to large infrastructure. You can call it to the power structure, whatever you want, this power for. But then access to communities gives you the sense of belonging because you share values, because you share purpose, because you share culture. And this is like your support system. It helps you grow, it nurtures your growth. Now, why is this important? Why these communities are important? Well, the communities are important, and my work is focused on developing innovation communities. So developing innovation ecosystems, helping nurture startup communities within an existing innovation ecosystems, and connecting universities, research labs, large businesses, small businesses, society, governments into a functioning, dynamic ecosystem. So imagine that this 5G technology, along with the AI ability to, for deep learning and all sorts of computer-assisted, robot-assisted care in medical field, in education, in entertainment, mobility, anything you imagine can instantaneously become true. This is a very scary reality if you don't have enough leadership. And this is why with our network thinking approach, it's really about leadership. And leadership is about power. So we help people understand the world of networks. We help them use this knowledge to create communities, to build communities, and then ultimately to orchestrate the communities, because this exponential change enabled by 5G, by blockchain, by AI, this will all happen. This will all happen whether we want it or not. So I think that European entrepreneurs, especially the tech entrepreneurs, need to understand that the value of their companies will come not because they will develop yet a better version of whatever piece of technology they are working on, but because they will be able to understand that we live in a decentralized society, a society of networks, a society of communities, a society that will be the users, customers, suppliers. And this whole value chain is what they need to think about. Not about a linear model, thinking that, okay, we focus on this super cool piece of research and then we see what to do with it. No, start somewhere else. Look what people need. And basically the human needs have not changed so much because we are digital, sure, but we will not stop being humans. Okay, so one of the surprising discoveries when I went to Silicon Valley was not to find those high-tech entrepreneurs or fast venture capitalists, but to discover impact investors. And an impact investor is a venture capitalist, basically looking for superior returns on the investment, but not only economic, also social. And I think that today this impact entrepreneurship that has nothing to do with philanthropy, not giving someone, money to spend for food or whatever, just the opposite, empowering communities. And I understand that your project is about empowering communities of change, local communities that want to change the world around them, is something that should be, demonstrated, because it's not easy to understand. It's under the radar screen how this change happens. It's a kind of invisible hand of a system, enabled by technology, driven by people, and leading to accumulation of wealth. And what I find fascinating is that today everyone can be a creator, and what you're doing is an example of a creation network.